Hello and welcome back to some Banished. I have been working on our noble neighborhood, as you can see here. Slow down time just a little bit. So I got all the townhouses packed in here. Uh, I was scared it was going to be a little too cluttered, but this is a townhouse kind of division over here. They have their own little street, and this is where the people that want to live in the nice neighborhood but can't afford a yard live. So, being packed in is kind of, part of it if you want to live here. And they're nice. So, as you can see, these people have their own little street, and we are getting the street lamps up slowly, but surely. So, we will have the street lamps. And they each have kind of their own little nooks here. I gotta fill in these yet. But as you can see on this side, we got a flower bed, a little sitting area with 2 benches. So these people kind of have their own little streets. And over here in the 2 lucky households get their own street right across from their own little park. This is where if I had to live in a townhouse, if I got booted out of my house over here and had to live in a townhouse, it would definitely be this one. You have the little courtyard right next door, which I'm planning on putting a tree in. I want a walnut tree in there. Don't have walnuts yet, so it is coming. You're right across from this park over here, which I don't know if I'm happy with yet. It's a little kind of spontaneous looking to me, like it's not quite all put together. But I really love this old tree kind of hanging over. We have the marble statue and the floral archways to make it look a little more formal. When people get married, this is probably where they come to get their pictures chiseled into stone or their murals painted. They come to the park, and this is where the ceremony happens. So these people actually have all their street lights up and running, so that's nice. I'm probably going to put a flower bed in here eventually. So this is the new and improved south side of the noble neighborhood. And I'm really liking it. I'm loving the hedges kind of fit just perfectly between here to divide the houses. And I had just enough space to put in this courtyard. And I will show you the tree that I'm planning on putting in. I believe it was the walnut one. See, it's nice and tall. That's what I liked about it. So I can still see the benches. The tree doesn't like clip into the house. It's just perfect. But I just gotta find some walnuts from a trader, and we will be planting that in there. Unfortunately, the horses across the yard, which I'm kind of thinking maybe it was working fine for a while. One would die, and the horse that was left would have a baby. So, I guess before the male died, he impregnated the female, and then, she had the baby, and then they just kept doing that. Well, all of a sudden, there's no more horses. And I switched it to chickens because I was like, well, maybe they'll have chickens. And I was like, no, these people are horse people. So if they can't have horses, then they're not going to have anything. So I think I'm going to tear this out. But it was just a little odd that out of nowhere in year 120, I think it was like 120, maybe 119, they just both died. So I'm thinking the neighbors here, the monk, he got sick of the horses waking him up in the morning, and I'm sensing foul play here because they were doing fine for years. So I'm probably gonna rip that out, but I did put in. Oh, it's not gonna let me click on it to show you, so I will go here. I am gonna let them have some horse statues, as a monument to their horses that they once owned. The people are just complaining. They don't want the horses in the noble neighborhood. I understand livestock around all these people might not be the best idea. So we're just going to give them 2 horse statues right here on either side of their driveway. Gonna take this out. I'm not sure what I'm going to put in there yet. I will figure it out. So yeah, here's the townhouses. I really like the way it turned out. I might take this like last 3 squares of road out and put in a hedgerow, so it's like a dead end kind of look instead of just, oh, you walk into a wall. So that's what I think I'm going to do there. The murder, or the nightmare house, still nightmare as ever. Someone's using the tallow. I don't know where it's going. I've kind of actually had an idea with the nightmare house. I kind of want to try building this house in The Sims 4. I love building in that game. I love building houses in The Sims 4. I I don't actually like playing the real like game though, like where you make the people go get jobs and take care of the people doing what people do. I don't like that aspect of the game, to be honest, which is unfortunate because in Sims 3 it was actually kind of fun, but I love building in Sims 4, so I'm thinking about maybe building the nightmare house, creepy meat locker included. I'm actually looking on the Sims resource to see if I can find a scarecrow prop. If I can, I think it's definitely probably going to be a go. But yeah, if you kind of think that might be a cool idea, just, let me know in the comments. So I'm thinking about that. There's a couple other games that I'm actually starting to maybe think about. RimWorld is an option. I played that game a couple times. I haven't played the latest patch, though, where you get to have animals. So I think, that's right up my alley. I think that would be fun. It's just like a base building game. So I've been thinking about RimWorld, maybe City Skylines. I know a lot of people have been playing that lately with the new expansion out. So just thinking about some new games I can add to the channel. Over on this side of the lake, look at this. Okay, we got this big ship out. We got some sailors getting some stuff. We can look what they collect. They collect seal meat, whale meat, and lobster. Okay, lobster, people. You know your civilization has made it when you're dining on lobster. I don't, I mean, what more status symbol do you need? I don't know. The ship on this building looks fantastic. I love this building. I want like 3 more of them up and down here. But the whole reason I put this building in is not the lobster. I got it for the whale blubber because that's what makes those pretty lampposts over in the Noble neighborhood. Now, I didn't know this when I started making lampposts, but it takes 100 whale blubber to make 4 pots of lamp oil. So it takes a lot of resources to make the oil for the lamps. I was waiting forever and ever and ever, and I was like, well, I thought it was bugged at first because it kept saying it had 97 whale blubber, and it was like, oh, we don't have resources, and I was like, well, how much do you freaking need? And eventually it hit 100, and she cranked out 4 little buckets of it, and that 4 is enough to make 2 light posts. Okay, 100 whale blubber makes 2 light posts. I don't know. We need somebody who's a little better at her job, maybe. I don't know. It seems like, I don't know. That's so expensive. But I do love them. They look really good. You can click on them. They look good next to these townhouses. Now, next I'm going to show you where, because this neighborhood isn't complete. I got to go in and fill in the little alcoves next to each house, and obviously we got to get the street lamps up over here. And this park, I got to do something with it. It feels incomplete to me and a little scattered. It'll happen though. My next kind of big undertaking is going to be down here, and you can see I've started clearing some trees. Speaking of trees, I need to do something that I noticed I did not do in my last video. And I keep getting log warnings, like, oh, your logs are low. And I'm like, I don't understand why. It's because this guy, look at the lumber he's cranking out. And I do not need lumber. I don't even think I'm using it at the moment. So we are going to take him off. And he is a wood chopper. Just to save some logs, because I did up our tool limit as well. We're in almost 200 citizens. So 400 tools is, I don't think that's enough. To have on hand for this, like if something happens and our tools get destroyed, we need to have more than 400 kicking around. So I did it up to 800, and honestly, when it hits 800, I'm probably gonna up it again to 1200 because we need all the tools we can get with this population. But yeah, down here is my next kind of undertaking. I want it to be much more kind of a downtown area. So all of our big civic buildings are going to go down here. We're going to have wide roads. We're going to have 2 wide roads over in the kind of retail area where you can buy your armor, your bed sheets, your clothing, all that stuff is probably going to be 2 wide. But where things get really formal and kind of city-like, I want like maybe even 4, probably 5 wide roads because I'm going to want to put lampposts down the middle. So I'm thinking like this right here is our town hall. I'm going to do the colonial buildings over here. I figure we're far enough into the future where we want, the more advanced looking buildings. Because I'm only going to put the nice houses over here. And there probably won't be too many houses over here. I'm going to try to do the vertical housing. So that's going to be something to look forward to trying out. But yeah, so with the town hall, and there was something else I was going to put next to it. Can you only have one town hall? I didn't know that. Was it the courthouse? Or was it the governor's office? No, it was the courthouse. The courthouse, I think I'm going to put next to it, and then I'm going to put like a large kind of open field space in front, to have the nice big green yards. In real life they mow it where it looks all fancy, like crisscross. So that's what I'm thinking over here. And then whoever lives in the mayor's house, or whoever works at the town hall, and the government, or I don't know, whichever one I said, courthouse, are gonna have 2 nice houses over here at the base of this kind of mountain. And we're going to have the vertical housing somewhere. I don't know where I'm going to put it all yet, but it'll fit in here. So this is kind of my next project I've been working on. So let's kind of see what we can get going here. Let's speed up our little people at least to 5. And let's have them keep clearing these trees. They had it all clear at once and at one time, and then the trees grow back because that's what trees do. My wood isn't too great, but we're going to be harvesting some. 124 and 48. Yeah, they can go ahead and build the town hall, just so I can kind of get an eye of where to set the building next to it, where I want my roads at. It'll all work out. Up here, this stockpile is really starting to fill up, but still got about halfway to go. Our people are dipping under 30 again, so let's put in a couple more houses. And let's start building up here along this river. I like that or this lake. I like that idea. And shift. Nope, please. There we go. And I want the stone house. I thought it said storehouse at first. I'm like, wait, I've never seen that before. Wait, how many different houses are there? I thought there was just the 2. Let me look here. So we got white with brown roof, stone with black roof, white with black roof, stone with brown roof. Huh. And white with windows open, windows closed. Alright. Interesting. Not too much variation, but hey, I'm happy it's there. I would rather have more to choose from than less. Good God, did you see the labor force out of nowhere? I didn't know what they were all doing for a second. How are we doing out here? Our grain is dropping. To be honest, though, if you remember in the last video, we had, like, no laborers. We were down to, like, 2 laborers. Now we have 34. So for a while, I took people off of farms. I took people off of that farm, and this one over here. And so that's why our grain silo kind of dipped down, but we're fine. I took hemp out. We have plenty stored up, and I don't think we're using the ropery for anything at the moment. I could probably have them stop, but, you know, we're fine on the labor force. Once they run out of hemp, I'll take her off. We are growing pumpkins. We're going into fall, so, you know, we got to get the pumpkins ready for all the pumpkin spice. I do have pumpkin beer back on. Because, you know, my little people, they probably love it. How are we doing down here? Right, they cleared the spot. Let's have them work on that. They are collecting stuff. All this random corn and herbs laying around. It doesn't look like much space when there's trees everywhere, but once you clear the trees out, it's like, okay, we actually have some room to work here. Because I was a little scared of putting the civic buildings down here, because I wanted them to have, like, the big green landscapes around them, but I don't want to waste too much space doing that. You know, we still have to be at least a little efficient if we want things to run smoothly. Because if we're going to have a lot of stuff in this downtown area, we do need housing close by. And I'm hoping the vertical housing kind of works how I think it's going to. It's in here. You know what? Let's go ahead and maybe try putting in something. Should I put the food market in? Well, this is going to be a road. This is going to be a road. Maybe we could put the market kind of in the middle here. Let's put the road in first. I've learned the hard way. If you put the buildings in and then the roads look all janky, then you have to take them both out. You have to take the road out and then you have to take the building out. So roads first, so you can get them nice and lined up how you like them. Oh, I don't want to use stone. We're kind of low on stone. These dirt roads will be converted to stone or brick, just not right away. Actually, I have plenty of bricks. Let's do this white brick. I actually really like the way it looked over in the Noble neighborhood. Do that. Oh, no, no, no. Why did you do that? Because those stupid mushrooms. Well, you know what? I can be patient. I promise. So, we'll do the white brick over here. And I'm not sure what'll be on this street other than the market. Maybe a couple more homes. I don't know. I don't want to mix commercial and residential too much. What do we got over here? Oh, they already supplied it with everything. So we just got to get our builders over here. We have a ton of them now with the labor force we have at our back. How many people work here? 5? That's probably fine. And this is getting like we have a 4th left. Luckily, we should be able to expand with no problems. This baker is still having issues with flour. I'm gonna have to put in another mill, which I think I said last video, but our labor force was non-existent last video. But let's go ahead and do that now. And to make flour. Perfect. And I guess we'll put it over here. Can I get it to go anywhere? What about right there? What's blocking it? Oh, right there. Alright, that's fine. It's a little cluttered on this triangle piece of land here, but I think it'll work out. Coming down here? Alright, they're coming, but it's taking a while. Yeah, they'd rather come over here and work on the road because it's closer. I understand. At least she's gonna haul some stuff as she comes out here. And they did get those mushrooms, so now we can put down our road. We are back to winter already. Winter comes so quick in this game. kind of like real life. I can't believe it's almost going to be Christmas. It's crazy to me. Oh, you know what? We never put in our staff kind of village over here. Just the 2 laborers. Our school's actually capped out for a minute. They might have been capped out at the beginning of this video. I do need to put another school in, and I was thinking of putting one in over here. Where? Yeah, I want this one because it's a little bigger than the other schoolhouse. I'm pretty sure. Turn for me. Yeah, it looks a little bigger. It has a chimney on the back, so they, they have a fireplace to stay warm. Maybe this is where the school should go. That's actually not a bad idea. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. We'll put the school there. Remove the horses. As much as I hate that, because I really wanted these people to have horses, but, they have their horse statue. See? They got their horse statues up. They still get to put their statement out there that they like horses. Just can't have it right next to the, to everybody else. They didn't like it. You gotta check on the nightmare house. I'm waiting for there to be meat in there one time. I just want it to happen one time. Over here, I might need another forester. I don't remember if I said in the last video or not, but I took everyone off of the hardwood forester because we had plenty of furniture. Like, that furniture maker is going to town over there. So I just turned this one off and then turned the normal one on so we could start getting some logs. And I think now that I turn the sawmill off, maybe we will get a bigger surplus. So we did keep running out for a while. But yeah, that guy, look at all this furniture he's making. He's just like, I don't know what he thinks we're going to do with all that furniture. Okay, that's not out yet. We are back in spring. So, yeah. Oh, no. Look. Have our town hall. And see, I'm thinking of putting the courthouse right next to it. And then, nice big open green area with some trees. Probably a pond, of course. I'll figure it out. I want it to look much more updated over here. Like, we're a civilization. We're not just people living out in the middle of the woods. I want it to look more like a established town that was planned out. So I think I'm gonna end the video there. Go take one last look at our townhouses over here. So if there's anything that you liked about this video, please leave me a like, subscribe if you'd like to see some more content, and I will see you next time in Banished.